Hello everyone, this is Jotto, and welcome to the first of a few videos in my deck building for new players series. Now, as you may notice from the sheer amount of locks in the map behind me, this is a brand new account that I have made specifically for this series. So all I've done is used a referral code which anyone can get hold of. I can put mine in the description for any new players, but there's a Reddit thread filled of referral codes, which gives you 75,000 gold straight up. There's also that code from Amaz that is redeemable, and you get almost 100,000 from that, I think. So, in addition to, or you get 75,000 from that as well, I think, and then the tutorial gives you some gold. So all I've done is I've unlocked my first deck, and then I've spent I think 40,000 gold unlocking a second deck, and I'm left with 140,000. Yeah, it's 40,000. So you can start with 180,000 gold basically. Now I have not done anything with this account. All I've done is unlock the nature and corruption starter zones. So first things first, before we actually look at the cards we have, let's have a look at the quest to see what we should be building towards. So we've got a Nienna, Elf Commander, and Elven Sanctuary. So we got some good elf cards there. We've got a Summoner Druid, that's huge actually, and that's just for winning one friendly game. And also, later on we can fight the AI. It's an extreme difficulty one, so maybe it might be a bit difficult for a lot of people watching. I think I could probably do it in a few tries with starter decks, but then you get things like Fave Charm, which is not massively powerful, but definitely worth looking at. What's this one? Just 750 gold. Now in the Corruption Starter Zone, Flesh Sculptor, that's definitely useful. We've got a Dread Knight maybe, that could be quite good with the Nature Hero power to give things swift. Ziara, not massively useful, but mostly we're looking at a Dread Knight, Necromancer, and some nice skill shrines, basically, is what we're looking at, and this is just uncommons. So let's accept that quest there. Just 150 fame for 2 uncommons, that's a nice quest to start with, and that's actually not a bad thing to do. Now, first things first, let's have a look at the cards you're actually given in these two starter decks. Now, I picked Nature and Corruption because those two are quite good in terms of starters. There's also the Dominion one, which is kind of accepted to be quite good. So, in Corruption, mostly what we're looking for is a 2-color combo that uses kind of aspects from both decks to make a more powerful one. So what do we got? We've got Noxious Fumes, that's a nice removal spell. We've got Zombie Legionnaire, that's a nice 1-drop. Got 4 of those. We've got some Running Remains, some Consumes, Infected Survivor, Mesmerizing Spirit, Ghoul, that's also quite nice. Under Necromancer, that's a nice card. We've got Tombs, that's brilliant. And we've got Dread Knight. Some okay usable stuff. We've got Haunted Cemetery. So let's look at what we can build on with the elf deck. So in the elf deck we've got some standard elf stuff that, let's see, if I want to build a mainly nature deck, I could maybe focus on some elves, because we saw some of that in the quests. We could also just use Tornado Outbreak, got 4 of those. We've got 2 Landslide, some Sun Chasers, some Ambush Strikes. So I'm thinking maybe what we can do is make a maybe 3-level deck, and maybe base it on zombies, because we do have the full 4 zombie 1-drops. Yeah, I think that's what we can probably do. So let's try and build a 2-color zombie deck, shall we? So what do we got to work with here? We've got 4 Legionnaire, 3 Fumes, that's nice. 3 Running Remains, that's also good. So these are just cards that you'd actually be running in Constructed anyway. 3 Ghoul, that's nice. 4 Spirit. So we got these are just the cards I'd actually run in a competitive zombie deck already. So we can just add these to the list immediately. So now, what else can we do? So if we look at our nature cards, what do we have access to? Well, let's look at some of the stuff you can pair off nicely. So Tornadoes, Landslide, maybe Ambush Strike. If I want to start Corruption, I don't want any of the base nature stuff like Elf Scout, because then I want to start Corruption, so that'd be kind of bad. Maybe an Elf Commander, that could be useful. Sun Chasers, get some high speed. Sun Chaser's quite a powerful card. I could also play Dread Knight. Let's add the Dread Knight and the Infernal, shall we? I need 4 more cards, really. 4 more cards just to make a decent deck, and then I can run like 19 shrines or 20 shrines. Don't really want to go double green. Maybe add some Sun Chasers. Maybe some Vultures. Vultures can be quite handy. Bedeviled Fiend. How about Bedeviled Fiend? Add the Vultures back in, and maybe, let's see, what can we cut from here? Vulture gives a lot of sort of just a late game punch, which is always nice. I'm not sure if I need it though. I think we might be able to cut the Sun Chasers. I'll need to go 3 levels anyway. So what am I heavy on right now? We've got, how many turn 4 plays have we got? 2, 4, 5, 6 with tombs. I mean, I could run 18 shrines, but it always seems a little bit sketchy. We've got the reduced speed, so let's maybe just cut the Elf Commander for simplicity's sake. I think Sun Chaser is probably a weaker card than Elf Commander, actually. It gives me a little bit of extra late game, and I think it'll be difficult to actually close out games. Haunted Cemetery is quite useful. The other Skill Shrine, though, Elven Sanctuary, doesn't have any use. So let's have a look at some shrine counts. So we want 19 shrines. We want to start corruption. We want double corruptions. Maybe run 11 corruption shrines. Yeah, so this means I can get a nature shrine by maybe turn 3 or 4, which I think is when I'd actually need it. Since the nature is just a splash, basically. We're running nature for some nice combat tricks, and also just a little bit of extra late game. So now that we sort of fiddle around with this isn't the only way I could have actually gone with this. I could have built like an elf deck with fumes and consume and things like that, and be gone completely the other way. Run like spirit in that deck, things like that. But zombies is a very, very budget deck to build into, so it's also a nice thing to just kind of see if you can start up with it. So let's actually see if we can find a friendly game. Now, as I said, I have not played a single game with this entire account yet. So yeah. Now, some of the improvements you're kind of looking for is a lot of uncommons that are very, very good ones to look for. Things like, well, in this color combo, we've got all the elf cards, like Elf Commander is a nice one to have a look at. Some extra copies of Landslide, that's important. I'm trying to think of what others, in terms of uncommons, there are. Just finishing out 4 ofs in terms of Rotting Remains and Infected Survivor would also be a good way to go. Consume Spirit, that's kind of huge, actually. And from there, you can actually sort of just build into a zombie deck, because zombies uses... Like, some zombie builds only use 2 Sanctum and 4 or even 3 Tombs of the Damned. And I think that's all their rares. Never mind. You also kind of need Succubus. Word of Pain is in the optimal build, but you don't need it to run it. I think you probably need Succubus, though. So, how many rares are we looking at for, like, the necessary build? Probably... Probably about 9 rares from there, and you can kind of build into that just from a basic deck. Now, my MMR is absolutely awful because I haven't actually played any games with this account, meaning I should be running into people that are new to the game, which is the idea. Now, this hand has pretty much nothing playable in it. I do have tombs, which is nice, but I don't have any creatures. Oh, this is kind of funny. So, I think what we're going to do here is... Alright, we're going to start Corruption. And I think we're going to go Spirit, Ghoul. We could go Ghoul on turn 2. Well, he's actually got Soul Prison. This is going to be difficult. Yeah, this may actually be just a proper zombies list, which is going to be very difficult to beat. But we'll see what we can do. Now, I want to point out, if you took something like this into a match against the AI, you would definitely be able to just trounce it. Like, the starter decks are almost on par with the AI. They're around there. I think the AI in general doesn't play very well. So you can definitely learn from playing as the AI and just play properly, and you'll definitely do well. I'll take the trade, since I've got a lot of discard and he has low on cards. But a deck like this means you can actually probably win, I would say maybe about half of your games in friendlies, which I think is definitely a very, very good achievement when you're starting out. Counted Hydra. So this is just an updated starter deck, basically. He's got a Soul Prison he probably opened in the pack. Now, for Divine Offering, I've got Landslide, so maybe I don't need the Tornado. I think next turn we'll probably go Ghoul. So I'll get rid of the Tornado. We'll probably go Ghoul, or if he plays some cards here, we'll just go for another Spirit, make him discard again. Because he's gone up a Skill Shrine, right? So I just want to make sure that he's particularly low on cards. Now, that is a problem. Oh, Vulture. I can maybe save that for Vulture Landslide. I think I'm going to play the Spirit here. Yeah, I'll play the Spirit here because it makes him discard the last card in his hand. Oh, it was a Necromancer, which means he can't give things deadly now. I'm going to just pass the turn. I don't want to trade off with this Infected Survivor. Next turn, I can maybe just landslide the 2 cards he plays. Okay, that's actually quite nice. Now, do I want to trade? I think I can trade here and then kill the Rotting Remains and just play a Sun Chaser. But then he'll have Soul Prison. Okay, so I'm not going to trade here, and I'm just going to trade one of my Mesmerizing Spirits off for a Rotting Remains. Oh, double Vulture. Double Vulture could be quite good, actually. I think we get rid of the Rotting Remains. Now, if I Vulture, I can Vulture and just use the ability twice. So, if I can trade here because Rotting Remains gets a weakness emblem, so it'll die 3rd point of damage. And I can just play a Vulture, mill him a bit, and we'll use the ability twice so that he can't use Noxious Fumes on it. Oh god, Succubus. I'm putting the big stuff back in his deck because Reanimate allows him to get stuff out of the yard that I do not want to play against. I'm a bit worried about the Tombs. I think the only way I can deal with it is landsliding the Tombs and then using Vulture to mill it. I think that's the only way I can actually deal with it, which is a problem. Now, this Infected Survivor is making my life very difficult currently. I think we want to play a Ghoul here. I think that's all we really can do, to be honest. What I'll do is I'll use the ability once just to avoid Consume Spirit, and I'll leave the second use of the ability because it means I can bluff Tornado Outbreak, basically. Next turn we can deal with the Tombs. That's actually not too bad because all of his stuff has 1 speed anyway. So we can deal with the Hands from Beyond and the Tombs maybe. I'll sacrifice the Mesmerizing Spirit. This is not an easy attack into this Ghoul because he has to attack everything into it, otherwise my Vulture will stop it from dying. So we get 2 kills for free. Well, not really for free, we do lose our Ghoul. Now, what I'm going to do here is say the Hands from Beyond is annoying, but I think I can deal with it eventually. So I think I might just go for the landslide here. Landslide Vulture, he's left with 2 zombies. Because I can kill 1. Or I could just play 2 Necromancers. I mean, if I just play 2 Necromancers, he can't get any damage in, I think is the idea. So I'll just play the 2 Necromancers and I'll pass the turn. Because I can always use the Landslide, but I'm a bit worried about him having so much damage. As he actually has the Succubus, that's a problem. So I think I Landslide these 2 and get rid of them completely. Maybe it's possible I can deal with the tombs. Just by attacking. Oh, Noxious Fumes. That's actually a very nice draw. So I think I go for a Landslide on these 2. I'm going to mill the top 4 off, and I'll get rid of the Infected Survivor messing with my blocks. Or maybe I can just mill these 2 and then take 3 kills on the zombies and leave them with nothing. I think I prefer that. So we're going to Landslide these 2 to the top of the deck. And then we're going to use Infernal Vulture to mill them off the top. So they all go away. So yeah, he's now not going to draw them. And I can just play my Zombie Legionnaire and kill all 3 zombies. So now we're at a point where we've completely stabilized the board. Now, normally I have Divine Offering here, but I like the cards I've got. Because I want to be able to discard something off the top of his deck whenever he keeps like a trick in hand. And I want to use Noxious Fumes to remove things. The Sun Chaser is just an extra punch there. Yep, and we actually beat a guy with multiple Succubi and the Tombs of the Damned. So yeah, it actually does work. Like that, yeah, almost level 2 off that. The deck we were playing against was definitely a lot better than what you can just start out with. But like in terms of just what you can do is you just take sort of the basis of it, where the starter deck has a lot of good zombie elements in it, and you sort of add Landslide and some Tornadoes and things like that, and it does end up working out. Now, improvements from here is basically you want some extra Consumes in particular. You want extra Consume Spirit, that's important. You want extra Survivors, Rotting Remains. You want some extra Necromancers. And that's in terms of the uncommons, an extra Haunted Cemetery. And eventually, when you get enough cards to actually just build a zombie deck from here, you can cut the green cards and use some of the rares. So you got like Tombs of the Damned, which is very good, as we saw in that game. And things like Word of Pain. Yeah, Word of Pain, Succubus, if I can actually just get these up. So yeah, you've got Sanctum, Word of Pain, Succubus, Tombs of the Damned. These are the kind of rares you want to be aiming for if you were just to build this into an actually competitive deck. And some of them run Flesh Sculptor, but some of them don't. So yeah, you can get a completed deck with 3 Word of Pain, 2 Sanctum, 3 Tombs, 4 Succubus, and that would be a completed deck. It's not a tier 1 deck, but it would definitely be good enough to actually compete. So yeah, it would probably take you about 3 weeks of playing lightly to build a deck, almost full zombies deck from this, to give you an idea of how long that would take if you're just playing your quests and probably playing a few extra games and getting maybe a pack a day. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe. If you have any feedback or want to ask me any questions about the deck, put it in the comment section below. But now, it's been Jotto, signing off.